Alright, so I have taken on the Mega Nests and Mega Bases many times. The absolute huge fortresses filled with elite enemies only available on the higher difficulties. I have solo cleared the Mega Bot Bases as well as the Mega Bug Nests on Super Helldive difficulty with many different builds, many different times. And I wanted to post guides covering the Mega Bases and Mega Nests. This video is only going to focus on the bot bases. I'm going to be posting a follow-up video, hopefully by tomorrow. And whenever that video is posted, I will include a link down below. All right, so first thing in this video is, luckily for you guys, there exists a community out there called the Blitz Divers. Their main goal in this game is to speedrun full clears of different missions. And they happened to show up in my stream when I was recording this guide. It turns out they have actually made maps and layouts of the different bases. Now, I'll be referencing these images in this video because I think they are very useful for the bot faction, and that's what we're covering today. I'll also include a link to their wiki down below so that you can get the pictures for yourself if you want to. All right, so another thing, I'm not trying to teach you guys how to speedrun with a specific loadout. I will leave that to the Blitz Divers. I more so just want to give you guys tips and tricks on doing these objectives with any loadout, because I bring many loadouts to solo and squads, and that's how I have the most fun, bringing different loadouts all the time. And that way, you can up your difficulty to Super Helldive to try this exclusive piece of super difficult content. The bug Mega Nests in particular, I think, are the hardest content in the game, especially solo. You do need a bit of strategy and practice to be able to do these. You may not be able to do them the first time, but using this guide, you will definitely have a much better chance at spreading democracy. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. So first up, we are going to cover the bot fortresses. I think they're a bit easier than the nests. And as long as you bring a loadout that is prepared to deal with command bunker turrets, you're basically good to go. Command bunker turrets are heavy armor. They die to 1 charged railgun shot, 4 AMR shots, a recoilless rifle shot, 10 senator shots, an eagle strafing run, 2 shots of a wasp, 1 shot of a commando, 1 thermite, or heck, even a nice well-placed strafing run can take these things out. There's definitely a few different stratagems you can use to take on command bunker turrets. I have done all of these bases, even with my stalwart loadout, where my only way to kill these are senator, thermite, and strafing run. I have been able to beat them, but don't be like me. You are way better off taking an actual support weapon that can deal with command bunker turrets. All right, so pick your favorite support weapon and let's go over these layouts. So first of all, there are 4 different layouts for the Mega Bases and the Mega Nests. It's completely random. As far as we can tell, which one spawns in your game. And of course, we're talking about the bot bases today, so I will go over them from easiest to the hardest. We have 4 different layouts. They are named Crane, Cliff, Mordor, and of course, Bunker Hell. That's definitely the hardest one. We'll be going over that one last. Now, another thing that's really notable is that you notice each mega base has 6 different fabricators you need to take out. So just keep that in mind before entering them, because you would need like 6 thermites, or like 3 thermite, 3 strafing run, 6 recoilless shots, whatever you want to use. Just keep in mind that there are 6 fabricators in all of these bases. All right, so we are going to be focusing on the layouts for the bot bases because it makes the most sense for this strategy. There's really is the best place to enter on pretty much all of these bot bases. Okay, so first of all, there is a bot base that the Blitz Divers have named Crane. Now, it's really easy to spot this bot base. You will notice these smokestacks. Now, the only other base that has smokestacks is the Detector Tower base. And obviously that one has a Detector Tower. Crane has a really obvious crane right out front. Here is the layout for Crane, and you'll notice this area labeled here named Climbable Path. This is where we're going to be entering from. So let's go ahead and cut over to the footage. All right, so we're just going to come over to the Crane. I'm going to speed through some of the fights we get into. Basically, you can see we can just sneak in the back and post up right up here. This is where I throw my resupply down. Once you get up here, there's going to be a few enemies. You're going to want to fight them first. Usually there's like a Hulk up there. I tried to stop that bot drop and failed. And I'll eventually kill this Hulk. All right, so I went ahead and just skipped through some of that footage. I had to fight that whole bot drop as I was making my way up the hill. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is we obviously see our 2 fabricators right at the top of that hill. That is 2 out of 6. So I'm going to thermite this one. I think that one bounced for some reason. I'm going to thermite it again. Now, notably, you can see the heat sink in the distance here. There is a command bunker, or a cannon turret that has a line of sight to us. Now, you can't ignore this. You actually want to use this wall for cover, but oftentimes I'm a bit careless. I think I actually died to it once in this run. Now we have our third fabricator right in front of us, and we have our fourth fabricator right behind this wall off to the right. I guess I didn't look at it just yet. And then we're just gonna, there it is. And then we're just gonna fight a few enemies. My thermite bounced on this one, which was whatever. And I think there's where I died to the cannon turret. Let's skip ahead a little bit to where I respawn. Now, what's really nice about Crane is we have the two fabricators right at the top. We have two right in front of us. And then there are two fabricators. You can see the one here, and there's one more here. Basically, we can just see all the fabricators from this area. Now, I chose to drop an anti-tank emplacement up here. And be weary of that cannon turret. But there are the last two fabricators. So you can see why Crane is the easiest loadout the easiest layout pretty much, because basically you can kind of sneak in the back, post up on this hill. There's no command bunker turrets. There is that cannon turret, and it is what it is. I died to it once. But basically, as long as you're aware of it, you can kind of play cover right behind this wall. And this one's simple. Let's just go ahead and move on. All right, so next up, we have the bot fortress that the Blitz Divers have named Cliff. Now, this one is identifiable because it is pretty much a perfect circle. And you're going to notice in the map that they posted, there is an area called Climbable Path. We're going to do the same strategy. We're going to sneak up the back. We're going to post up back here, call down a resupply, and then it's going to be fairly simple. Now, the main difference between Cliff and Crane, we sneak into the back of both of them, but Cliff has multiple command bunker turrets in it. I think it was 6. And also there is quite a few enemies we're actually going to be fighting at the top. The only reason I kind of had to fight so many enemies on Crane is because I didn't stop the bot drop. Okay, so here is the back hill. You can pretty much ignore that command bunker turret, but the first thing, the moment you pop up this hill, there's a command bunker turret looking right at you. So I'm going to take that out, and you'll notice, maybe you saw it for a second, but there's a cannon turret directly to the right. I'm going to come over here, take that out. Now, one thing I'll point out is you don't need a recoilless in your solo bot missions. You could just thermite it. I definitely recommend bringing one or the other. I think thermite is pretty much the best grenade for bots. It's always in all of my loadouts. You can also take out cannon turrets from the front with splash weapons, so you can fire like charged purifier shots kind of at the edges and underneath them. Just shoot around the edges underneath until you get hit markers, and then keep firing charged shots that way. This also works with the Scorcher and the crossbow. Okay, so we're going to post up in this area, and we can see all the fabricators from here, but there is quite a bit of fighting, so I am going to go on 2x speed, and we're just going to quickly look at this fighting. Okay, so as soon as we get around the corner, turn left, there's 2 fabricators. Notably, there is a command bunker turret. It might be behind this fabricator, but I know it's right here. We'll see it later. I do kill it later. And there are usually multiple Hulks right here. So there is quite a bit of fighting we have to do because we're going to have small bots we have to kill. We're going to have a couple rocket striders, a berserker coming at me. And I'm just going to go 2x speed through the fighting because the fighting is straightforward. That part's on you. You got to be able to kill enemies to do these bases, obviously. And I believe I brought the crossbow this time. I'm not sure what primary weapon I was using in the first run. I think maybe the DCS. And a little trick, but you can actually confuse berserkers with elevation. Look how once I go below a certain elevation, he turns around. I'm just going to skip a little bit ahead. Let's just skip 5 seconds ahead. Okay. So I think this is the last Devastator, and then I start taking out fabricators. Let's speed through the reload. There goes 1. There goes number 2. And then I grab a resupply. Let's skip through this. And you can see from up here. So remember, oh, there's the command bunker turret. See, there it is right there. So keep in mind I said there's 6 fabricators. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe it's right there. And then I shot one to the right. That's number 5. And there's another one to the right, and that's number 6. So we're just going to finish taking these out. That's 4 fabricators shot down now, or 5. And then I take the... There was another Hulk there. Then I take that command bunker turret down, another resupply, and then we are going to peek over the hill, and that is the last fabricator. So I think that this one is the second easiest, just because you can sneak in the back and you can totally post up on this hill, but it's definitely harder than Crane because there's so many command bunker turrets in here. All right, so the third mega base is known by the Blitz Divers as Mordor, and I like this name for it. It's got the detector tower in it. We have, let's go to the layout. We have 3 command bunker turrets, one in the back over here behind Mordor, and then we have 2 kind of near the front entrance. Now, notably, you can run around the edges and take out these command bunker turrets, maybe even toss a thermite onto this cannon turret before you start. Now, we are actually just walking into Mordor on this one, and I like it. We're walking straight into the front of Mordor. You know, even though they say you can't simply walk into it, but we do. The least guarded path, you'll notice there's kind of 2 paths here that connect in the front. We are walking in the path closest to Mordor. We are actually going to post up right next to it. Now, notably, there is no hell bomb to call in on Mordor, which you may already know. So the stratagems that kill it are the 500 kg, the orbital precision strike, the gas strike, and notably any siege artillery, even the static ones. But you do need to get a direct hit with those. But any siege artillery notably does kill it. So we're going to walk straight into Mordor, and we're going to kind of post up here. And we're pretty much just going to fight through it. So let's go ahead and go through the footage. All right, now I did choose to bring the AMR in this one. So it did take a bit more fighting. As soon as I walk in, I go kill this fabricator first. And then I make my way up to the Eye of Mordor. There are 2 fabricators up here. I'm going to get my precision strike down. Now, I have actually been able to do this without killing. You don't have to actually kill the detector tower. You only need to take out the fabricators. And then, as you can see, we kind of have a vantage point from up here. So I pretty much just like to fight up here. I tried getting the anti-tank emplacement down, but it bounced. And I did quite a bit of fighting, if my memory serves me on this one, because I think I forget what my primary was. All right, so I did actually cut a bit of footage out there. I did not bring the best loadout. I brought Diligence as well as the AMR, 2 single target weapons, when it would have been nice to have a mobbing weapon. But basically, you could see the 3 last fabricators are basically, you know, past the detector tower a little bit down below. And we've got Fortress destroyed. I just wanted to show you the layout of that one. If I had a bit of a better loadout, maybe I should have brought a crossbow. That way I could actually take out those fabricators a bit better. And there is one last command bunker turret who's going to bother me on the way out. There he is. But yeah, that one's Mordor. All right, and for the last and most difficult fortress by far, we have Bunker Hell. And this one is aptly named. If we scroll down and look at the legend, they have 10 command bunkers here, but they actually forgot to list one. There's actually 11 in here. So I just drew in the 11th one. I'm pretty sure it's right in this area somewhere. I know it's right along this wall. I don't know if it's on this side or this side, but there are 11 command bunkers in here. And for what it's worth, there are 4 cannon turrets. Now, usually the cannon turrets aren't even a big deal. I do thermite them or recoilless them if I can. I believe on this run, I brought the railgun. And I think I even still died once or twice, even though the railgun one-shots command bunker turrets. But when there is 11 of them, it is kind of a pain in the ass. Now, with that being said, though, let's take a look at the layout. So you can kind of tell this one because it sort of has this like let's just call it a right angle. It's a bit more of an acute angle, but it sort of has this right angle sort of layout. And what you're going to be looking for is the inside of this right angle right here. And this is the side you are not going to enter because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 command bunker turrets looking directly at you if you decide to enter this way. you are most certainly almost guaranteed to die. It's hard enough fighting like 2 of these things at a time with them ragdolling you, but 5 of them is a no-no. Now, what I like to do is start around the edges. This is my favorite edge to start at, and I also like fighting up here. But if you do happen to enter from this side, I mean, you know, sometimes you can't control which side you start from. Just go ahead and, you know, work your way maybe around this way. But my favorite spot is to start over here, and that's where I started in the footage once we get to it. Now, I like starting over here because you can see and 1v1 this command bunker turret first. You can toss a thermite up here. There's the first fabricator you take out. You can actually toss a strafing run down this way, and if you get a lucky hit, you get 2 of these. Now, after I sort of take out this edge, just kind of snipe it off, I usually go up here and I plant the resupply down right here. At least this is the first resupply I plant down. Oftentimes, like this base takes a while to take out because there's you have to hide behind cover from the command bunkers, and they will often call in, you know, immediately. Bring something like a 120 barrage, bring something like a rocket sentry to help you deal with all the extra troops. And usually I plant the resupply down here. I go for this first base, or I go for this first command bunker turret, sorry, and then I use my railgun and snipe this second one up here. I believe I run up the hill a little bit so that I can thermite this, and then I work this way, take out this fabricator, and then I work through the base, up through here. I take out this fabricator. I try not to peek at this command bunker turret. We'll see in the footage if I took it out or not. And then you're gonna have to shoot this command bunker turret here, this command bunker turret here, and then finally I kind of peek over the hill and take out this fabricator with all the command bunker turrets from behind. It's definitely, you don't want to enter down here. You're going to want to enter and work your way around the other side. Let's just go ahead and cut to the footage. I laid out a whole battle strategy here for you guys. Let's go ahead and see how I dealt with it in the footage. All right, so here is the beginning of the run. I was explaining this to chat as I was going through this as well, because I was live streaming this. This is the corner I plant the resupply at, and this is the long wall. And you can see our first command bunker turret. You get a nice free 1v1 on it. Toss a thermite up there. And then I kind of go inside of this crevice, and you can get a strafing run straight down here. And you can get, if you're lucky, you get the command bunker turret as well as the fabricator. And I think luckily I got neither. So I'm gonna try to get a nice shot off. Well, I just threw a thermite up to the fabricator. I don't know what I'm doing here. So there was a bot drop. I threw a 120 over there to help me deal with some of those guys. And there's a reason I like putting the resupply back in this corner, because there's usually some patrols walking up. There is lots of fighting through this area. I think we'll just watch it on 2x speed, because this run certainly took me 10 to 15 minutes to kind of clear out these bots. Railgun is very nice. If you're using supply pack, it's a bit better than the AMR, but the AMR is very fun. And I just sort of fought, got ragdolled a few times. You can actually, you've noticed me a couple times do it, just blast down these barrager tanks. They actually have 0 armor. And I had to fight these guys. I decided to just railgun them to the eye or the body, just take them out that way. There was a few more rocket devastators. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take me a while to actually get into the base. I'm serious. Okay, so we can see the command bunker right there. It is right to the right of that fabricator. And I have fought this base so many times and have so much PTSD from it. I somewhat know where a lot of the command bunker and there were so many. There were just like 50 rocket troopers right there. And I was like, what the hell? But yeah, like I said, there's lots of fighting in this base. This is even just this layout in general. I think even if the command bunker turrets didn't ragdoll me, this would still be the hardest base, because, like, you know, the first 2 bases we can kind of just sneak in the back. The third base we just walk straight in and just kind of fight it out. But the layout of this one, they all kind of just barrel down the hill at you. I'm not gonna lie, a well-placed strafing run would be nice there. I'd probably do that at some point. Let's go ahead and put it back on 2 times speed because we're just fighting enemies. I really just want to show you guys the layouts. So I went back for some supplies. Bunch more just little rocket troopers, dude. I don't know why there were so many of them. All right, so I run up this hill. I'm just going to toss a thermite on that fabricator, and then I'm actually going to come back down. Like I said. And there are still just so many small bots. That's a pretty big bot drop. And there's yeah, there's our second flare. Okay, so I thermited that one. And there's a patrol coming in, and we've got our second flare. I might even have the 120 back at this point. But yeah, so I notice, like, I come back out. I don't commit. I don't go back in there. You know, this one should be called Mordor because you don't simply walk into this one, let's be honest. All right, we're going to 2 times this. There's obviously a bot drop coming down. So this is just going to be a lot of fighting yet again. And this mega base, if you overcommit too hard, you are going to end up losing reinforcements because those command bunker turrets ragdolling you will finish you off. So yeah, I'm going to wait this 120 out. We're actually just going to skip 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Let's go back. Okay, so the 120 cleared out a lot of that bot drop. A nice rocket sentry in a good area is really great. And we are still finishing off this bot drop and patrol. Ooh, 1 shot by the rocket. Tough. So it's like I said, work around the outside, come around, clear out the 2 command bunker turrets, go up the hill, throw the thermite, come back down the hill, go up the second hill, another command bunker turret as soon as you pop over the second hill. There's that command bunker turret right to the left. I know that one's there. That's why when I saw the layout, I was like, they missed one. And then we turn right. There's this fabricator. I think I walked up here just to check it out. There is a command bunker turret. You can see it right to the right up here. There it is, right there. You don't actually need to come up this hill. It's just 1 fabricator up here. So I was just looking at the layout just because I was explaining this to chat. I got like 1 shot again, dude. What was my health at? All right, I'm missing like almost 1/3 of my health, so it was not a 1 shot. So I just landed right back on my stuff. And at this point, there is only 1 fabricator left. And you don't want to look out too far here. Because it's like I said, if you go too far, you're going to be looking at 5 bunker turrets. I mean, at this point, technically, I think I did kill 1 or 2 of them, so it would only be 3. But you can just throw the thermite from there. You could throw a strafing run from here, and that should be our last fabricator. I hope you guys were able to keep along, even though I was kind of speeding through the fighting areas. Let me know if you were able to keep up. That way, if you weren't, when I do the bug guide tomorrow, I'll do that a bit slower for you guys. Depending on the comments I get, if you guys were able to keep along just fine, then that's great. I think it's better to skip through the fighting because otherwise this video could be 10 times longer. All right, so that is it. There's the layouts for all the bot bases and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. We will get that bug nest video out for you tomorrow because I think those are significantly harder than the bot bases. The bot bases, as long as you can get behind cover and you kind of know where to enter from, it's definitely the way to go. And you can see I drafted up these battle plans before I did this base. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.